What's going on, everyone? It's Sheena, aka Sheenapreneur, your favorite veteran, and I'm back and better than ever. So I had a little hiatus, but I am back to share some of the lessons learned that I've had in the last few months. It's been a very, very busy few months for me, and I just want to share what my experiences have been. So one of the things that I noticed is that people are winning contracts, right? So yes, amen. People are winning. I'm loving this. I'm loving this for y'all because it's the reason why I even started this was to share the gospel, to share with people about government contracting, and so they are able to change their legacy, change their lives, and go on and do great things, right? So people are winning contracts, but then I'm noticing that people are winning a few, and then they're like, okay, what do I do now? And I'm noticing it's mainly because a lot of people are doing the brokering method or middleman method or whatever you want to call it, and they are just throwing something up against the wall to see what sticks. Now, I've thought about it a lot. And those who have been following me for a long time, you know I always hate the word middleman because what I'm finding is that middleman is just misconstrued. It's not the word itself, it's more that people are not clear on what it actually means. So if you are doing government contracting and you want to just see what you can do, then that's not really a problem. The problem is when you get stuck, or the problem is you're not able to explain what you do when you are trying to scale your business. So this video is going to kind of focus on how to scale once you've understood the concept of finding a contract, delivering a contract, performing a contract, getting paid, and all that kind of stuff. So really, I wanted to hone in on that because that's what people are saying. They're like, okay, Sheen, I've won a contract for these 3 different things that are not even related. So what do I do now? So I think it's really important to know that once you get your mojo going for contracting, that you probably need to niche down. You need to niche down because you found it out of those. Let's just say you won 3 contracts and they are totally unrelated, right? And we're not talking about necessarily products. Products can be narrowed down as well, but usually services are going to be narrowed down a lot more. So if you have 3, let's say it's a product and 2 services, and then you are executing you've executed those contracts or you're currently executing on them and you don't know what you need to do. Really what you need to do is figure out either out of those 3 things that you're already doing or finding something totally different or even focusing specifically on an agency in order for you to niche down and find out exactly how you want to scale your business. And if you guys notice, there's been a change in either the YouTube algorithm or the human algorithm or just my viewership. And I'm just being really transparent right now because I want to make sure I'm delivering value. And some of the things I feel that I'm talking about over and over, but really it's not about that. It's about making sure that what I'm delivering to you guys is of value. So I'm going to keep doing what I do until I guess I can't do it anymore. So one of the things when it comes to scaling your business, it's really the niching down was really the number one. Even if you niche down to a set of industries. So with my company, Foresight Industries, we do facility management, right? So it's several things. We do pressure washing, janitorial, floor repair, painting, welding, litter pickup, laundry. So it's really like under one umbrella, if you will, but it's still a host of different industries within the industry. So facility management is basically like managing a facility. I'm doing repairs and replacements. It's like a light construction type of industry. So if someone said construction, usually they're not just focusing on rebuilding decks. They're doing all kinds of stuff, brick work and masonry work and all that kind of stuff. So it's really to niche down to at least a set of things because what that does is it allows you to have like a set of workers that you're going to have. So one of the things that some people have a challenge with is like if they hire employees seasonally for service industry, then they have to lay their people off during like, let's say if it's grounds maintenance or grass cutting, landscaping, they usually lay their people off during the winter because there's not a whole lot of landscaping. But usually those companies turn into snow removal companies, but there's no snow in Georgia. So, or like other places like Florida and stuff like that. So then you just don't have any work during the wintertime. So you can include a bunch of industries into your repertoire. So you're not necessarily just pigeonholed into one thing. Because I don't believe in just one thing. I just believe in really honing in on the things that you're you're going to be working in, on, and around. So then you have your contractors that you use, and you want to keep them gainfully employed, right? So besides your employees, you want to keep them gainfully employed, keep yourself gainfully employed, keep the money rolling in, and then keeping your contractors working and, just all around, year round. The business shouldn't slow down, right? Oh, that was a rhyme. Okay. But basically what you want to do when you're doing Basically, what you're doing when you're niching down is you're getting a trusted group of contractors or employees or even partners that you can work with on a regular basis. It makes life so much easier when you don't have to continuously find new people to work with, find, new contractors to contact, find new suppliers. It would be so great, right? If you can just sell pens and then you have one pen manufacturer that you work with, or just two or three, and that's it. You're just doing pens and you don't have to worry about figuring out new pricing every time. You don't have to worry about finding new people to work on this project when you already have it. It's like, hey, I have contractors like that right now where I got my grounds maintenance guy, I got my masonry guy, I got my pressure washing guy, janitorial people. So with that, it's so easy to just call them up and say, this is what's going on. You can send them to go do a site visit or whatever the case may be, or a supplier. You continuously contact them for the same item or same types of items, and you pretty much know the pricing, and you just rinse and repeat. That's how business is supposed to be run. Be the expert at the thing that you do. And then when people think of you, they're going to say, oh, I remember Sheena does facility management. She does janitorial. She does pressure washing. So they're going to call you for those things instead of you just kind of throwing anything up against the wall, because no one's going to, you do government contract. Okay, what do you do? You're like, well, I did this contract. I did that contract. I did da 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 da. And then, you may be in industries or some type of conglomerate of companies. Yes, but then it's making it more challenging for you. Trust and believe there are enough contracts to go around for pretty much any industry. There's only maybe one industry that a young lady that I was in a program with, and she could not find any contracts specifically for what she did. And it was, we're not talking about just really weird one-off things that people kind of made up, or they're new, that the government is going to be like, okay, what is even that? But, it was something that people have heard of and people are familiar with, but the government didn't buy it in that way. And so she had to kind of combine her services with other industries. So with that, it's like you can niche down too much as well. So you want to find if you have 3 contracts that you won and that you've executed and they went off pretty well, then you can just pick one of those industries to hone in on, especially if you had a great experience with, say, the contracting officer or the supplier or whatever, the whole gamut from A to Z, cradle to grave process. If that was easy for you, okay, I use the word easy, it's relative, right? But if it was, you executed flawlessly, then I would probably hone in on that if it's something that you enjoy doing, because at the end of the day, it's your business and you are just providing services to the government. So it's not like you can just go and do anything and then you're going to love that forever, because it's your business and you got to think about it every day, all day. Think about if you're looking at the scale of your business for the next 10 years and you've won multiple contracts in way different industries. Do you see yourself sitting down with your significant other, with your children, with whomever, and you're, just saying, yeah, I just sold stuff to the government, and there's not a true direction? Have people done that? Of course. Will people continue to do that? Yes. But if you really think about building the legacy of your business, and all the companies that have been around for hundreds of years, they pretty much have something that them by. This is what they do. And even if that thing is like consulting, right? For example, Accenture is a huge, I guess they're considered like a tech consulting company, a staffing company. So they provide all kinds of staff to all kinds of businesses, but they're still known for tech. They're still known for hiring technology experts and sending them to companies in order to work for those companies as a staffing company. So it's, it's a big, they do a bunch of stuff, but it still narrows down to that center core thing that you do. So that doesn't mean that you can't do other things outside of that, because I do that all the time. I did gowns during COVID. I've sold electronics, all of that. Bid on books for the prisons. I've done all that. But my main core is facilities management. So it's just just knowing that you need to, for your own sanity and for the sanctity of your business and for the legacy of your business, it's really important to kind of niche down and get into something that makes a lot more sense for the long haul of your business. So I talked about, hiring employees and hiring contractors, but really hiring the right team will also make or break your business. And that's why, another reason why I don't necessarily like the brokering or middlemaning, because you're putting your business in the hands of someone else. You are trusting them with your full business. And so I think that is highly irresponsible with people that you don't know, especially people that you've never ever met. Now, granted, we've all done business with people that we've never met. I've hired people I've never met. I got a couple of employees right now that I've never met, multiple. But, really, if you're talking about this is your first contract, or you're really trying to build and scale to a larger contract, do you really want to trust a stranger to actually execute this contract for you? Now, they may be an expert, but they may suck, and you don't even know that. They may just not have a lot of reviews, or maybe their failures were way so bad, and you don't even know, because it's not just like a Google review. It's like on a mass scale. Like, I was just watching the interview that the guy from War Dog, but he was talking about how they were still kind of going to continue with their government contracting stuff, and the other guy, the bad guy in War Dogs, he was trying to continue with government contracting even after he had already been convicted as a felon. And so it's like, you wouldn't necessarily know that. It wasn't really public knowledge, but this guy is literally a felon, has several charges against him, and he was still trying to do government contract. And so imagine if that person is like, well, shoot, I found me a sucker to be the prime for this contract, and I'm the sub, and I don't care about the felon part. I care more about how they conduct business. And you don't know, they may, because of how they conduct business, they actually don't care about their business or yours, because they're like, we're here now. They're now operating in integrity. So if you operate in integrity, or you want to save your business, or you want to make sure that you are providing the services the way that the government is requiring, and you are doing everything ethically, then you need to ensure that the person that you hire is legit and going to represent your company well. So that's something that, hiring the right team. I do have a video. I'll put the video link in the description below for how to hire the right team. I got a few videos on that, because that is very, very important. Because even if it's just, you got your subcontractors, okay, boom, they've been vetted, they're good. You have your field managers, okay, they've been vetted, they're good. But then, like, your program manager that works in the office or works from home, or your admin might miss some steps. And so now you've missed out on opportunities, because whether you have not trained them correctly, or they weren't qualified, because we do that a lot. If they weren't qualified, then you end up running into a huge issue with your company as a whole. And so that's why you see a lot of these, especially like these newer companies, like your Ubers and your Airbnbs and all this stuff. They're just like, they're in it. They're still in it every day. Well, not now, but they were in it every day at the beginning. But then us as contractors, we don't want to be in it from the beginning. We don't want to be in it at the very beginning, and you don't really know what you're doing for real. So I think that that's the part that I mentioned is being highly irresponsible, because you're not treating it like a real business. And then also improving how you manage everything in the company. So there's people that have mentioned to me that they did their contracts without an accounting system, without an invoicing system. I don't even know how that worked. Without anyone, they worked solo dolo. I did that too. With the contractors, and I did everything else admin myself until I hired my 14-year-old daughter. She was 14 at the time. But then, it's important to have something that everyone can access, and then everybody is in the know once your team starts to grow. We use services such as Asana, Slack, G Suite. Even some old school stuff, some spreadsheets and stuff like that, or Google Sheets, to keep track of the things. So everyone's not asking, okay, where is this, where is that? It's all in one central location, and everybody can access it. Now, of course, you have to be, with my IT background, you have to make sure that stuff is locked down, and that, what happens when an employee quits, like what's the protocol for that. So that's like actually a topic for another day, but really it's about ensuring that you have safeguards in place for your business, and also that you have training for your employees. Because I've had people say, well, how do they not know to bring their laptop, or how do they not know how to communicate during that meeting? Have you trained them? Have you trained them? anything that my company, that my employees do that they actually like fail, I put it on me, at least at first, because I don't care about anybody else, has Sheena talked individually to this person and shown them exactly what to do? If I haven't done that, then I can't complain. And so, but if I'm telling you to come and do a presentation and you don't bring your laptop, I'm gonna be like, wow, I can't believe you didn't do that, but I also didn't tell you to bring your laptop. So those types of things are really important for every aspect of business, even whether you're doing government contracting or not, right? Just make sure that you are following regular business steps. Ensure that you're tracking your expenses, that you are allocating appropriately, that you have a business bank account. I've talked about this stuff ad nauseum. So, I mean, you can watch some of my other videos about how to get started, but really it's like ensuring that, okay, I got started with government contracting, I won my first contract, I'm a sub, all these things, and then y'all ain't treating it like a business. So you have to ensure that you're following those same steps, because if you come and get, especially if you're doing federal contracting, if you're gonna get audited, where they gonna look for your paperwork? Where they gonna look for your information? So be careful with that. Also, if you're trying to build like long-term success, then I guess that's one of the questions that I really am probably going to start asking. Like, is this for long-term success, or is this just for a couple of dollars? Like quick money, like just fast money. Not fast money, but it can be faster than a lot of other businesses that you start. So your question to yourself is this for the long haul, or is this real quick? Is this just to get a couple of dollars? Because if it's for the long haul, then you have to build this like a business. And I would always recommend people to take boot camps and programs in order to build their business. I still do them. It might be one thing that I miss that is crucial to business scaling, business growth, or business exit. Also the networking that you get when you go to these programs. That's my thing. I love to do that and meet new people. And not necessarily like meet new people, but I like to, hopefully and potentially get more connections when I go to these different types of events and different types of programs. And they show you some things that, some of us who have not come from a background of business, no one in our family did business or whatever, and we're first gen business, then, these are things that we were never shown, never taught. So we didn't even know that we didn't know these things. And so, of course, if you're a veteran, there's so many programs, such as IVMF, Institute for Veterans and Military Families, is a program that has multiple programs within the company itself, and then, or the organization itself. And then you have, like Goldman Sachs, you have Capital One has a program. There's a lot of programs. You just Google literally like accelerator program or business programs, business incubators, those types of things, to just see if it's something that you actually want to get into, and find your vibe, find the one that works for you. So I just want to give a couple of little tidbits of like, really, if you're trying to turn this into a legacy thing, then it's like, okay, I want a couple of contracts, what am I supposed to do next? I hope the information that I shared is helpful, and please tell me what you would like to hear next. I do take those into consideration for new videos, and share what I have. I try to share everything that I know with y'all, because I really want people to be successful in this, and get to the point where you're like, wow, I actually made it. And please share your wins. I want to know if you've won anything based on my videos, or even anyone else's videos, and you just want to share because you just feel good, and you want people to know that you out here doing your thing. Please leave it in the comments below. So of course my course teaches you about federal contracting, local contracting, and corporate contracting 2.0 is coming out January 2025. I'm so excited. But yeah, you'll have forever access to the course. You have unlimited access to me, and unlimited access to our past performance if you are in our industry. And of course, I have just like a network of people that you can be connected with if you are in a different industry. So until next time, it is your favorite veteran.